Welcome everybody to another episode of the Reviving Garden. Today's episode I'm going to do a quick little review of our rototiller. Just kind of my thoughts and opinions on it. I mean, honestly, to me, it does exactly what we were looking for it to do. It works phenomenally. I have definitely already broken it in and broken a couple pieces already, but they're just for the shield. So if I had a welder, I could just tack weld the spots back on and it'd be good as new. Unfortunately, the spots that we were tilling is where an old house used to be, and so when we were tilling our sunflower area, I think I was catching the basement foundation, which surprisingly huge rocks and bricks and stuff that it was just yanking up. Probably bent the tines a little bit. It broke the other welds on the shield, but I mean, overall, for something to be able to go through something like that and still just keep rocking and rolling, I mean, you can't beat that, especially given that it's not a tractor. So we're going to do a review on this real quick. So hopefully anybody who gets this will be helpful, because I know when I was buying it, I couldn't find no reviews on it. I found all the other models that were similar to it, but I couldn't find any ones exactly like mine. So anybody looking to buy this, I'll tell you right now, definitely recommend to buy it. But let's get into it. So let me flip this around. So this is already built. I've probably got, let me zoom out, I probably got 5-10 hours on this already. We've tilled up this whole almost 5,000 square foot property. Used to have a house and stuff on it, so we've definitely put some time in on it. But it's the Champion 22-inch width, 10-inch tilling depth. It does have reverse, and then it's got forward on it too, which some people might think, well, yeah, all rototillers have a forward direction, but this doesn't just control the tines. It actually controls the wheels right here, which you'll notice it's got a pin to it, and that's because right now I got it in free range motion, so I don't have to have it started in order to move it. But if you see the holes right there, if you were to line these holes up with these pins and put it through, then it's actually hooked to the actual spindle on this, which when you hit the handle for forward, not only does it engage the tines like any other rototiller does, but it also engages the spindle with the transmission that's hooked up to the tines. And so as the tines are spinning forward, so are the actual wheels. It actually makes it very nice, reduces the strain on your arms and everything else. Anybody who's used a rototiller before knows that they beat the crap out of you. This one's actually very nice, and if you get into a spot where you need to back up or restart, then you would actually push that handle down and it'll actually reverse, as long as you got it actually connected to the rim. Like I said, I got it in freewheel motion right now. Here's the tines. As you can see, I've used it quite a bit. I do clean this off every time. I didn't this last time because I'm actually about to go till again. This part has held up pretty well. There's just a couple welds that are on the inside right there that broke off. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell on here, but we got a big old dent there, and there's a dent over on this side, and that's just from, you know, the bricks of the house catching up into this. And because it's actually got enough horsepower, it pretty much just sucks it into the tine, and the tine just keeps spinning and pushes it into this. So if you don't catch that, it'll do like what I did, where, as you can see, this shouldn't go up and down like this. There's two welds on either side of here. They're just tack welded on. And those bricks have broken that off. So it does have an actual pin, but I have these PTO pins that I bought forever ago. When we used to use them with our landscape company. They were real nice, easy, you know, just take them off and you can set the depth. The whole thing will come out. And this does, like I mentioned, go down to 10 inches. So I like using this pin better because it's easier than the one that comes with it. Just my opinion. It's just kind of a little adjustment. And then, let's see here if I can get under. So, you probably can't see, but right there is where the welds are. And just because of the big old rocks, they've broken off. So, otherwise, it works really well. And it's actually pretty easy to put together. You just got a bunch of washers and these twist knobs, and everything's already pretty much put together for the most part. These are airless tires, so you never have to worry about them going flat, which is kind of nice. And as you can see, they got some really thick tread on them, so it does a really good job at keeping traction. Now come over here to the front. This is kind of nice. I don't see too many things that have this, but it's actually got a shutoff valve for the fuel. So if you're no longer using it, instead of, you know, letting all the sediment settle to the bottom and soak in and whatnot, this will actually shut all that off. And then, you know, of course, this is your choke. And this is your fuel off, fuel on, your throttle. It's got a button for your emergency shut off. And it's pull cord, obviously. This one is 224 cc, which I'm probably going to be wrong about this, but it's like, I think 7-8 horsepower motor. It definitely works really well. Easy gas can. We actually just topped this off. Got a nice little thing. This is kind of cool. It definitely helps, but it's actually got a fuel gauge, so you know where your fuel is sitting and whether you need to fill up or not, so that way it doesn't run empty. You're not sucking all the sediment and all the air up into the fuel tank or through the fuel lines, which is kind of nice. This is where the oil goes. It's kind of a weird spot, if you ask me. On all these kind of garden tools, they always put these in odd spots. Don't know why. You would think that it'd be either more angled up or put up here or something, so it's doesn't necessarily drip out when you're trying to pour it. That's probably the only downfall I have, is just the placement of this. It's kind of nice. I got a bunch of different holes and stuff right here in the frame, so that way you don't get everything caught on this. It'll actually all fall through. And then this is just where your transmission oil will go. And I think that about sums it up. I have no complaints with it. It's got a lot of power, and it just rips through everything, including bricks. So I got no complaints about it, and I like the adjustments that you have different drivetrains to it. And as I said, this is the Champion 22-inch wide tilling with 10-inch depth, and it's got forward and reverse controls on it, which work very well. And I got mine from Home Depot, and so that's probably where you can find yours. And so that's going to conclude that the review for that. It did come in a big old wood crate, but most of it was already put together. You just had to put like the wheels and the guard tines and stuff like that, which The tines also have a cotter pin, so you can actually remove the tines off of it, whether you need to replace them, clean them, fix them, whatever you need to do. So that makes it very nice. Like I said, I got no complaints about it. You know, I think it retails at Home Depot for about 800 bucks, and that's about what we got it for. And it's exceeded my expectations, especially when it comes to that house that used to sit over there. For a rototiller to be able to have the power and the torque to just basically shred concrete and rip it up into chunks is absolutely crazy. But you still want to avoid it, obviously, because as I showed you, it will damage the unit. But the amount of large bricks and concrete boulders and stuff I've ran over with this because of that house, and it is still working just as good as it did on day one. I mean, that's amazing. So get yours today. Now this is after a freshly tilled bed, somewhere between 7 and 10 inches deep. As you can see, it does a very good job. And I'll show you all the size rocks that it just rips up out of the ground. Here are all the rocks and bricks that it dug up. As you can see, freshly tilled dirt. So I'm not just making it up. I mean, these are some pretty big things. I mean, like this one is like the size of my foot. You have a full brick here. You got these. I mean, look how thick that is. This is the biggest one. Now, some of these do stop the transmission and it shuts it off, but I mean, look at this. That's almost bigger than my foot, and look how thick that is. So as you can see, it does a very nice job. It's got a lot of power, and it just rips this stuff up. Some of the stuff like this, I sat there and was grinding on it, and eventually it just kicks it. So, like I said, highly suggest it. And I hope this review helps you guys. And if you got value out of this, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and more on watching all our small time farm grow up into a larger scale. We are a row and specialty crop garden, or farmer, whatever you'd like to call us. And yeah, so watch us on our journey. That's just one of the tools that we use to break up the new ground and prep for our seed beds. So till next time, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.